Are you guys ready? Okay, in 5 seconds. Yep, I know. Here we go, in 5 seconds.
One. Yeah. So we're on? What's up? We're the FREESTYLE on HamiltonRadio.net. I'm Ralphie Ryan, also known as DJ Noise. It's my right-hand man, Mr. Famous Man, Funny Man, Billy the Kid. What is up?
What's happening, Cap?
It is Wednesday. Listen, there's a lot of news.
Yes.
We have a lot of news to talk about. First of all, we're going to talk about really quick. We're just going to go into our weekends real quick. How was your weekend?
Inspiring. It was awesome.
Yeah, I seen you all over Jersey, all over the surrounding areas. Newspapers.
That's all that matters.
That is the first time in a while that I've actually seen newspapers cover something positive. Yeah. It's always about bullshit gossip, always negative stuff. Because negativity sells. Negativity sells.
Right, absolutely. Right.
People always buy into that. Also, it's what in the hell? Yo, teleprompter. Sorry, my producer is giving us messages on our teleprompter there. I don't know if it's not
taking shots at me.
It's a TV.
He said all the news in the world, and they covered his ugly ass. Thanks a lot, Ruben. I know you ain't want to say it, but
well, I'm not. Listen, I loved it. It's inspiring. You know what I'm saying? I gave
shout out to all the fathers.
I gave it a love. I was up here Saturday morning, and I was, talking you up. It's like, yo, it's my co-host, and I went to a couple local bars, and I was throwing your name out there and stuff like that. I was like, it's respect. You know what I'm saying? It's if you do something inspiring, I'm gonna give you the respect and love that you deserve. If you do something stupid, and I'm gonna say, hey, you're a dumbass.
Yeah.
Ruben, put my mic up.
That's a real friend right there. Tell me when I'm wrong.
Exactly.
Don't sugarcoat
perfect.
nothing.
Listen, I've always been that way.
Yeah.
I've always been that way.
And that's why.
Remember when we were younger?
That's why.
And you kept on talking that funny shit.
It's like.
And I said, listen, dude. I was out of all our friends. I pulled you to the side and said, listen, dude, you might have to be a comedian.
Yeah.
Because you're too funny for this shit.
Here I am.
You're too funny to be in this crew.
Right.
And you're like, so what are you saying? I was like, no, I'm saying you're just too funny.
Yo, we talking over 20 years later.
Yeah, 25 years, almost 25 years ago. Bruh. And I mean, you and me had a night of, we went out, me and him, we were underage, younger, and we walked the streets drinking.
Mom,
Natty Ice.
Mom, you can't beat me now because I'm older, but I'm quite sure she paid attention.
This was him.
Really?
Me and him. We were just chilling, drinking a couple beers. We stumbled home.
Facts.
But we didn't hurt nobody. We didn't kill nobody.
Absolutely not. No, we was too focused on having a good time.
And we're just chilling. You know what I'm saying? We just. It was cool, back in the day. Now we're dads and
older.
doing the dad, the dad thing, doing the husband thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is.
Doing the blue collar, go to work 9 to 5 kind of deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely.
It is amazing.
Glad we made it here this far.
Exactly.
Still be able to talk about it.
Some people, in the last 25 years, we've lost a lot of people.
Unfortunately.
We have literally lost a lot of people. I'm gonna take my sweater off. It's a little hot in here. I'm also ready for baseball now, so I gotta show my colors. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put my thing over here. I pulled out the old vintage, the Cooperstown, Atlanta shirt.
Starting already.
I'm starting. I got the fever. Speaking of baseball, the Dodgers they traded the Ross Red Sox. It was a three-team trade, but the main trade was the shout out to Rich tuning in right now. Much love, brother. The real trade was Mookie Betts, one of the best center fielders in baseball right now, and David Price, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Literally just got traded from the Boston Red Sox to the Dodgers. Wow. Stacked. Yeah. Rich is a Yankees fan, probably.
Hey, look, he kept it real. He kept it real, though. He wasn't about the sugarcoat your mess.
Shout out to Clyde. My boy Clyde. He's a
Hey,
real Atlanta fan.
You got an insult and a compliment all in the same thread. Like, boo Braves, go Braves.
But I like this. I look forward to the next couple of weeks because the weather breaks and then the spring comes out and that real nice weather. I mean, I'm not talking about the nice weather we've had in a couple days because it was beautiful. It was like 65 degrees and it was still raining. I mean, I can't complain because it wasn't snow, but I like that. That crisp, refreshing spring weather.
Yes.
So I'm ready for
My
spring.
favorite time of year.
One of my favorite times of year. So I'm ready for spring. Well, we're gonna spring fast into another topic. Mr. Trump was acquitted. I mean, listen. Calm down, everybody. It's not like he didn't lock anybody up, split families up, and lock kids in cages, grab women by things, and
I felt like, man, the nation was jumping the gun. They was jumping the gun.
throw
too much,
Puerto Rican people, basketball hoop, paper towels.
Hey, yo, shut up. Shut up.
It's not like he colluded with Russia or he denied help to Ukraine. He got acquitted. He's all right. He's still our president. Hell no to 4 more years. But listen, it is what it is. If he gets another 4 years, I at this point, I'm already okay with it because we're almost 4 years in and we're still alive. We are still alive. We're still a country. I mean, and he said our military.
I like your comical spin on things.
Right? I mean, listen. I keep it real. I 100,000% I keep it real. Everybody knows I'm partial to Trump. I don't like his rhetoric. I don't like his racial, but he does do some things right. He's built our military. Our military was trash. Not trash. I'm just saying our military, compared to others in the world, was looking bad. He built us back up, so he says, and supposedly we have a better economy. You know what? I don't believe none of that shit. Just keeping it real. It's.
Listen, man. I feel like any president that get up in there, it's going to do 2 things. It's either going to make or break you. You understand me?
Exactly.
Every president that ever went into office went in looking young, and when their term is over, they got gray hair.
Obama went in there straight black.
Their faces
straight black hair.
Yep.
Obama and Obama made fun of himself at the last presidential gala. I think he said, "Look, 8 years ago, I came in here with black hair."
Listen.
And he goes, I'm walking out. Look at me now. I've aged.
Yo,
I lost some sleep.
You're not doing that. You're not doing that job like it's a walk in the park.
But
they leave stressed out.
Taking back my comment, I don't want people to think that I physically said the military is trash. Listen, everybody knows I have friends that are veterans. I have friends that are in the military, family that are in the military. And I 1,000% respect what the military does. Without you guys, we cannot be free. Don't matter who's in power, who's president, what's going on. Without you, we could not be doing this. We cannot be free.
Man, look.
So
I feel like they should get paid what like NFL or like NBA players.
Absolutely. I mean, they're putting their lives on the line for us and our safety and our freedom.
Yeah, pay them.
And listen,
it's backwards.
1,000%. I thank all our military personnel, all our police officers that are good.
They're good.
Our firefighters, our emergency response, personnel. I applaud all y'all because and even medical people, because what y'all do is not easy. Some see people die.
Yo,
some
I gotta
people
give respect to them
Yeah.
EMTs, man. Listen, yo, EMTs, they gotta be on call like any time of night, like no matter what happens.
The thing is,
I never really looked at them.
They're
like
they're like firefighters, and EMT. They're in there, and police.
Responders, yeah.
They're going in there. Whether it's a fire or whether they going in there to try to save you, and much love and respect to them, all of them.
I feel like all of them should be getting paid like athlete figures.
So, real quick, let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the halftime show in a different section, because I think that has a topic of its own. But let's just get it out there. Everybody, I predicted the Chiefs winning. About 2 weeks ago, I said the Chiefs are going to win it. Listen, I'm an Eagle fan. Andy Reid was my coach.
Right.
And, LaShawn McCoy's on the team. He's one of my favorite running backs. He's the only running back that I have 2 jerseys of. So, 2 different numbers. So, I predicted it. It was a bold predicament, and I said, listen, prediction. I said, hands down, I said, I think Andy Reid and the Chiefs are going to win it because of the experience that Andy Reid had in the past. He got there to the show and lost it to Tom Brady. He got there again and beat San Fran. Listen, with a former Patriot quarterback. He can't get away from these Patriot quarterbacks. Hands down, congrats to them. Andy Reid deserved it.
Was you psyched?
I didn't watch it complete. I watched the first half complete, and then I said, I think if I know Andy Reid, he's going to come back. He's a fourth quarter, second half, coach, just like the Eagles, my current Eagles are. If they're going to beat you, they're going to beat you in the second half. And listen, they came back. and
49ers were unstoppable.
In the first half, they were unstoppable. The Niners looked like they were gonna skate right through, and you've seen the faces like happy, and then within minutes they're like crying. It's like, how do you explain it? You just got your ass whipped by the Chiefs.
Fair and square.
So since people talk shit about the Braves and their chop, well, Kansas City still got their chop. They still doing their chop. So shout out to them.
The great state of Kansas City.
The great state, yes.
Shut up.
The great state of Kansas City.
Shut it up.
How dumb can you be? You're the president of the United States.
I just wanted to touch on that. Come on.
How stupid can you be? And I don't know if you caught Salma Hayek pulled out American History for Dummies for Trump. And talking about beautiful girls.
It was a good game, though.
Shakira and J-Lo.
Yeah.
They came out and did their thing. And, was it last year? Like Adam Levine, was it last year?
I want to say.
I think it was Adam Levine last year, took his shirt off, and I don't know, it was one of these years. Could have been 18, it could have been 19, who knows? No, 19, yeah. Yeah, 19 or 18, it could have been either, no. It was last year, I think. Adam Levine takes his shirt off, all the crazy mamas be like, yo, all day long, you see those little happy face memes with the little red heart in their eyes. You should see Shakira shaking it up there at 45? 45. Okay. J-Lo at 50. Okay. Shaking it up. And those exact moms that were really, really loving Adam Levine were like, oh my God, this is a wholesome show for family entertainment. Girl, if you don't shut up, get those socks out of your ass.
I just feel like
if your ass is flat, your ass is flat.
I feel like people need to leave the halftime show like for what it is. Those ladies, they came out and did what they do. But people was comparing it to Prince and like all this other stuff.
But see what they missed the political statement they were, I didn't watch. I'm one of the only few that did not watch the halftime show because I didn't give a shit. I've seen Shakira shake her hips many times and please me. I've seen them enough, and I know they don't lie.
She been kept up with them abs.
J-Lo, I mean, come on. She was a fly girl. You've seen her shake her ass or dance a couple times. You see it. I don't need to see a halftime show to be reminded that I'm a man. I don't mind. I was more or less taking care of my child. Right. So my child was daddy. So I was like, okay, I don't mind. I'll take care of him. And I had to drive, so I didn't get to
partake.
And I didn't get obliterated or belligerent or drunk because of the fact that I had my son.
That's responsible.
So I really didn't watch it, but I applaud Shakira and J-Lo doing their thing. I mean, come on, they came out the flags, and people were like, "Oh my God, why are they showing a Cuban flag?" Yo, it's a Puerto Rican flag. Okay, first of all, right? I don't know if they pulled a Cuban flag, but it was a political statement that they were trying to show the kids in cages. It was like a
they brought kids out. They brought
It was a subliminal message politically. I guess it was both sides, the dark and the good. It was like a halftime show. They were fighting. It was a battle out there, and people don't know. But yeah, J-Lo's daughter, I think, went out there and sang with her. I think, right? I don't know.
They went out there to entertain, and they did great. It's a lot of flack what they was wearing, some of the moves that they made, but like entertainment wise,
when Cher gets on stage and shows her old raggedy ass and in a hope,
that's Cher.
I'm just saying, Cher's not bad, but she be out there, showing a little too much.
She an icon. You gotta let that slide.
But you can't listen.
What? Prince went out with his butt cheeks out.
You cannot.
And we let it slide because that was Prince.
And what about Justin Timberlake and Janet?
All right.
With the wardrobe mouth.
No, but look, they
listen. I'm pretty sure everybody was like
they tried for that.
I'm pretty sure everybody.
Prince didn't try to be Prince. That was Prince. So
that was Prince. That's Prince on the regular.
So when he walked out and his butt cheeks was out, it was just like, you know what? That's Prince. Oh well, America, get over it. And we applauded.
And the crazy shit is, Prince wasn't gay. He wasn't gay. I don't think.
Prince had what? He had Vanity, Apollonia. He showed up to a couple of award ceremonies with chicks.
He had Vanity. He had
That's all. You could stop right there with Vanity Apollonia. Ain't no other. They was the hottest women of the. They was the hottest
other girls.
Women of the 80s.
He put Vanity up.
Yeah, and Sheila E.
Sheila.
Yeah.
I mean
So
I mean, when Prince comes out in chaps with his ass out, just don't look. He's trying to make a statement like, kiss my ass.
Hey,
that's the move. That's the.
I didn't like how people was trying to compare it. You
can't listen.
Like, every Prince after all right.
Every single that. See, this is the reason why we tend to, misunderstand Super Bowl shows. They're entertainment.
Right.
It is not there to compare. It is not there to compare how wholesome or how prerogative or derogative or whatever the hell you want to title it.
Just watch it or don't.
Just watch it or don't. The most beautiful thing that you have is a TV changer, and turn that shit off if you don't watch it. If you don't want to watch it. Other than that, J-Lo and Shakira,
go up in the kitchen and get something to eat.
Shake your hips and do your thing. J-Lo, do it on the block, and Shakira, make those hips, whatever, do what you do. Listen,
Shakira.
I think those girls dancing up there inspire other women. Say, hey, listen.
That's what matters.
At this age, if they can do that, then I can do it.
Inspired a lot.
I can work out. I can look good.
Yeah. Kids, the statement that they made, it wasn't so much about, what they were out there doing or wearing. It's who they're inspiring, to be greater, to be a better version of themselves.
Absolutely,
and if it was entertainment, they did a good job. The music played, they danced, they were on beat. Nobody tripped, nobody fell. Wasn't no fights or nothing. They did what they was paid to do. And they look good for their ages.
I definitely get you, Clyde. Clyde, I definitely get you. Definitely 1,000%.
They've been going in the comments.
Rich and Clyde.
Listen, I've been watching Clyde and Rich go at it. Do you understand me? They got a show in the comments. I'm not even paying attention to you. I'm watching the show in the comments. I'm like,
we haven't seen Jay. We haven't seen Jay chime in weeks.
Yeah, Jay.
But watch, Jay's gonna be. He's like, I'm here.
We checking on you, Jay, man. Just making sure.
But yeah, man, it's if my team's not in it, retrospect, I could care less. Look, I didn't really watch the World Series. I watched some of it. I didn't care because my team wasn't in it. It's you kind of give up when your team's not in it. It's like, why am I watching?
But the fact that Andy Reid was there, it was more personal.
That's the only reason.
I wanted to see him. He's been through a lot.
Yeah, listen, he lost his son, his one son. His other son was, spiraling out of control. Mm-hmm. Andy Reid was unhealthy. He looked unhealthy, stressed out, anxiety, depressed.
Yeah, this was personal.
And it was good to see the guy smile. It was finally good to see him smile. He deserved it. That was my win.
If 49ers was going against like anybody else, and then I'm like, 49ers.
Yeah, 49ers all day long. But
it was personal for me with Andy. So
yeah, Kansas City, Mahomes, that whole entire team. I mean, they're just talent, and I'm glad that finally, because listen, the Chiefs for the last couple of years, Chiefs been hating on. They've been hating on. People are like, the Chiefs. So they're just Chiefs. And now they're the champions. So my hat's off to them.
Yep.
They did it well. They did it good.
First time since 1970?
It was 50 years. Yeah. 50 years. They haven't won a title in 50 years. The last time the Niners won, it was 25 years, 95. I watched that game. I think they played, if I'm not mistaken, the Falcons or the Ravens. I forget who it was. It was 25 years ago. I remember where I was at. I was at my uncle's house on Liberty Street in Hamilton. I remember that. I watched it. Are you checking? You checking it?
I'm gonna check.
I think it could have been. It was either the Ravens. Could have been the Ravens or the Falcons. I don't think it was the Falcons. Could have been. But I remember. I think it was Steve Young. If I'm not mistaken, Steve Young. Or it could have been Joe Montana. No, I don't know if I was. I don't. It could have been Joe Montana. Listen, I'm old. I forget. But it was one of those, Steve Young or Joe Montana. Jerry Rice was still playing. I remember that. 95. That was 1995. Yeah. I was
95.
Right?
Yeah.
Who was it? It was the Ravens or the Bills? The Bills or the Ravens? It was one of those teams. But Jerry Rice was still playing because he scored that. Chargers. Natron means Chargers. I forget the quarterback. Could have been it wasn't Jake Delhomme, because Jake Delhomme, he played with somebody else. Hostetler. Could have been Hostetler. I forget. It was a while.
January 29th, 1995. Tell you that Joey Robbie Stadium, Miami, Florida.
This one was played in Miami too.
Yep.
I don't know if it was the same stadium, but Jerry Rice did play. You can Google that. Jerry Rice did play that game. I think I remember that one. It was 25 years ago. So yeah, I think he retired a little after that. That was a while back. I mean,
yeah.
And I still remember bits and pieces. I mean, 25 years ago. We say time flies. time flew. And I was
Yo,
listening.
NFL around that era was just something serious.
Well, you had talent. You didn't have players that dictated where they were gonna go, or players that shook up the whole entire locker
We're
room.
talking Joe Montana,
like-
Jerry
like
Rice,
the- like the-
Dan
like-
Marino,
like the Steelers.
Barry Sanders.
Like the
Emmett
Steelers,
Smith.
the Steelers of today, they were a dysfunctional family last year. Bell left, Brown's out of the NFL because he's an idiot. But they had a great team, and they destroyed that whole entire chemistry. Stupid. They all could have been making money together. Probably could have been contenders because they were really good. All they needed was one. They're probably missing 1 or 2 pieces. But you're right. Back then, you had the Cowboys that were actually a good team back then.
Yeah.
They had Troy Aikman. They had Barry Sanders, Michael Irvin, Alvin
Emmitt
Harper.
Smith.
They had Deion Sanders,
Yeah, Emmitt Smith, Deion Sanders.
Emmitt Smith. They didn't have Barry Sanders, but they had Emmitt
Barry
Smith.
Sanders is Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions, one of the best running backs to ever live.
My favorite.
The reason why I have his rookie.
Number 20.
The reason why I have his pro something. I have a rookie of his, I think. The reason why Barry Sanders retired is because he wanted to win, and Detroit was not building a team around him. So he said, "I'm going to walk." Unfortunately, he gave it up. True story.
Yo, Clyde and Rich are commentating in the comments, and I'm study looking over at what they're saying.
I'm a fan of Vic. I'm a fan of Vic, Michael Vick.
Clyde and Rich, man, let me. I just want to let y'all know I'm enjoying y'all show. Like I'm looking down, and they back and forth.
He's asking about Michael Vick.
Yeah, what's your?
I
what's your opinion?
predicted jokingly. I said, watch the Eagles sign him, because they might do that. They always sign the troubled players, and they ended up signing Michael Vick, and I was like, yes, and I was one that when Michael Vick was hurt and he was on his off the team, and Nick Foles was young, I said, you want to win, you want to put Foles in, and sure enough, go back to Facebook all those years back, and you can see it. Sure enough, when Nick Foles was out there, I said, you want to win, put Nick Foles in. But I predicted Michael Vick.
I got nothing.
And Michael Vick, listen, Michael Vick paid his debt to the society. Michael Vick should not be held, looked at as a criminal. He is, after all, he's a father. He gives back to the community. He still does.
It's all up to him. His past is his past. That was a dumbass decision to be fighting dogs, and you're a millionaire.
Well,
what was you trying to get?
He wasn't doing it. I think he was letting people live in his house. He had multiple properties. So when you have multiple properties, you feel, you know what, I got it. I'm gonna give my peoples a place to stay.
Yeah, but look what they
and
with it. And
what happened was that the house was in his name, and these guys were running a dog fighting ring. Hey, this is a mansion. Ain't nobody gonna mess with us. We out of the hood. But nobody knew that they were gonna get caught.
You ain't a damn mansion. Ain't no damn need to fight dogs. No.
But you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
That mentality, when you're in a mansion, that hood mentality came with them. So of course Michael Vick said, I didn't know about it. But wait a minute, it's your house. Of course, it's my house. So, he may have knew some of it about it, and that's what he said. And he took the whole fall. He didn't blame anybody. He just took the whole.
Going to the Hall of Fame. I don't know about all of that. I mean, maybe,
maybe
eventually, later.
I don't think Michael Vick will go to the Hall of Fame anytime soon.
Late down.
It could be probably past, close to his eligibility, close to when he's about, 10 years from now, when people forget about Michael Vick, because people are still talking about Pete Rose trying to get him into the Hall of Fame. He's banned. That's not, and he admitted, he agreed to the ban. So it's kind of hard to put somebody like Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Alex Rodriguez. Those guys may not get into the Hall of Fame anytime soon. Mark McGwire, those guys may. end up in the Hall
later
in life.
right.
You know, when they're dead. It's true. I mean, look at Kobe Bryant. He had first ballot, first year, you know, into the Hall of Fame, and they're bypassing all that, you know, to get him to push him into there because of the, you know, circumstance.
Right.
You know, and he's well deserving. I mean, you're talking about five rings, you know, MVPs, awards, you know. So going to the Hall of Fame, Michael Vick, not yet. Possible. But he didn't do anything to the game that will take him there. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
He ran a lot, but his injuries is what derailed his career later in life. You know, he was one of those running backs that, I mean, quarterbacks that ran like, you know,
ran so much.
ran like a running back.
Yeah.
You know, he was when you had a running back out there, like Warwick, Peter Warwick, back when, you know, when Vic was running, when you gave the ball, you know, you never knew who was going to run.
Yeah.
You know, you had Michael Vick just boom.
He was just too chancy in the pocket.
Yeah, and the Hall of Fame maybe, but I don't see him going in the Hall of Fame, and not because of the dogfighting thing, because he did that after, you know, he did that. He didn't do that in football. You know what I'm saying? You know, it wasn't like he was fighting dogs while he was on the field. It was out of football when it was happening. Even though he was still under contract, he had just signed a contract extension with the Falcons. And they then sued him for some of the bonus money back. And then they put him, you know, he got in debt. Everybody, Nike, everybody, you know, when he went to jail, they're like, oh. So he came out broke man. So the money he was making, he was paying those bills back. You know, so Hall of Fame, I don't think so. Big Ben, maybe. He's got a couple rings, maybe. Depends. You know, receivers, I mean, quarterbacks like that, you know, of course, Tom Brady. Tom Brady's one of those, he is one of the GOATs of football. You know, he's one of the greatest to ever do it. You know, whether you hate him or not. Michael Vick wasn't one of those GOATs.
Yeah, I mean, you can mention number 4 for the Green Bay Packers.
Brett Favre, one of the GOATs. You know, Peyton Manning, one of the GOATs. You know, Aaron Rodgers, one of the GOATs. You know, Drew Brees, one of the GOATs. Yeah. You know, like Joe Montana, Steve Young, Dan Marino.
Yeah, they stats.
I mean,
like,
I can,
line
you know,
not, they had stats. Good stats.
I can give you name after name, you know, quarterbacks, but Michael Vick doesn't fall in any of those categories.
And I ain't want to say that because I was trying to decipher it in my head. I'm just.
I mean, he didn't do anything significant. You know.
I got nothing.
You know, he doesn't. I mean, if he was a rookie of the year, maybe. I don't know that. You know, I don't think so. You know, I do know he played for. He played Virginia Tech, I think. Yeah, Virginia Tech. But nothing significant. So, Hall of Fame, yes or no, it could be a 50-50 chance. It depends on who wants to vote him in at the end of the day. You know? Definitely Eli. Eli, yes.
Really?
Yes. Eli, Julio Jones, yes. Eli, absolutely.
Then
I mean,
Eli or Breeze.
All of them, all three of them, all three of them
All three of them
are gonna go to the Hall of Fame. They're all Hall of Fame quarterbacks. I mean, if you want to run one ring, you have a foot in to the Hall of Fame. You know, Nick Foles, even though he didn't play much, he's got that 1 foot in because he holds multiple records. For one, he may not get in right away. He holds multiple records. Awards, and now a Super Bowl ring. You know, so Nick Foles, I can see Nick Foles going down, you know, to the Hall of Fame later, not right now. Who else? yes, stats don't win Super Bowls, but records do, rings do. It stats don't win Super Bowls. It's teams that win the Super Bowls. But those quarterbacks are leaders.
Stats to get you to the Hall of Fame, though.
Stats can get you to the Hall of Fame.
Like,
Stats.
Even if your team sucked.
Yeah. Look at Barry Sanders. Look at Barry Sanders. Right? He's a Hall of Famer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
Got it.
I mean, I think he's a Hall of Famer.
You're talking about number 20, brother.
Aikman's another GOAT.
Can't disrespect.
Aikman. Listen, as much as I hate the Cowboys, you can't hate the Cowboys of the early '90s because they had a dynasty. They built a Patriot. You know, they were the Patriots of then. You know how we all hate the Patriots, and we tired of. You know, they call them the America's team today. You know, the Cowboys did their thing back in the day. They had Alvin Harper, Michael Irvin. They had Ettman. They had Emmett. They had Aikman. They had Deion Sanders. I mean, everybody wanted to play for the Cowboys.
True.
You know, I remember, you know, I remember vaguely those teams. Because I remember, you know, I think it was Alvin Harper, you know, doing the basketball, you know, shot, you know, or the slam dunk over the goalpost when they scored in one of the Super Bowls. And Cowboys fans, you can quote me on this. I know I've watched those games. I remember them like it was yesterday. I'm having slightly bad memory, but I remember those games. I watched them. You know.
All right. How do you how do you feel about Aikman?
Aikman is definitely a GOAT. I mean, he played the game. You know, he got a couple rings. You know, he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, you can't say Emmett without saying Aikman. You can't say Michael Irvin without saying Aikman. You know, because Aikman threw the balls to him. You know, those were those days. Alvin Harper. I remember those. The Cowboys. I hated the Cowboys back in the day so much because they were always in the Super Bowl. Same thing with the Bills. I hate the Bills, but they didn't win. You would think, oh man, these Bills are gonna win. They're up here, the fourth time? They didn't win. You know, it was just one of those teams that just never got over the hump.
Right.
Same thing with, you know, and I can openly talk about the Bills because my Braves were once considered the Bills of baseball. We got to the show so many times, but we couldn't win it until we won it in '95. Almost 25 years ago. It'll be 12 months, 12 or 13 months to the day, you know. No, 12 months. We're almost 12 months into the year. October, it'll be 11 months to the year 25 years ago that the Braves won their championship. I watched that.
Right.
So I remember that. So, yeah, 2020, look out for 2020. The Braves are going to be a tough team to beat.
You calling it now?
I definitely 1,000% see them in the playoffs. And I'm not saying this because to say this, but they know what they're doing. I mean, they got two playoffs in a row. There are issues they can't get out of the first round. So, and I might predict that they're going to get out of the first round this year. Mark it now.
All right. You said it.
So when you were famous for the week. How first of all, how did that whole thing start?
Well, they got an annual event. I think it was like the third. This is the third one, and I caught wind of it.
Real quick, I have to say yes. Yes, Clyde. 95 was. I remember that. I watched it. David Justice hit the one home run, and Tom Glavine pitched one hitter. It was, Tom Glavine screamed out and said, "Just get me one. Just get me one." And sure enough, David Justice hit it, and it was fitting because David Justice was having issues with the locker room or, with the fans and his contract, and he came through. Yeah, I think I feel in the Braves this year. The Big Red Machine is back. They have an insane rotation. I can mark them up as a top 5, top 10 contender. They have an insane team. They almost got Marcel Ozuna, but we got him. The Angels, watch the Angels. They stacked themselves up as well. But yeah, how did that? For most that don't know, Billy made the news the other day. He kind of went viral on Facebook. In the local and kind of statewide. So how did you? Let us know and let the viewers know. What was going on.
It's like the third. It's like the third event. I got a flyer in my text message saying that 100 men were needed to, congratulate the students on their 100th day of school.
Was there 100 men?
Yeah, I want to say close to. It was a substantial amount. It was a substantial amount of men. And, I took off work. I knew about it in advance, and I planned the day, and I wanted to go there that entire day, and pretty much, because my kids go there. Sat next to some guy who just asked me all these questions. What's your name? You got kids here, and I'm answering all the questions, and here come to find out, I'm a article on the front page. It's like everything I was saying.
I think that you being who you are, you're known throughout the city as a comedian. You're a local celebrity. You're also a 5%er. So that you got the braids. There's a big thing about braids right now. So heroes come in different sizes, come in different ways, come in different pictures, right. And I'm thinking that how they place you, heroes don't always look clean cut, don't always look like you.
I got that.
And I understand you know where I'm coming at this.
I got that too.
And they placed you because you are a hero and you're in the community. You're a pillar. You preach about positive energy. You preach about being, and this is where I posted. When I posted, I said, this is positive. This is he does this all. He's always talk. You always talk about this, And I literally said, y'all just called him doing it, And it'd be great if cameras could follow us, throughout. I'm not inviting any cameras. I'm just saying for the right money, maybe. But I'm saying, if they followed you, they would see this is you don't need an event. You do this on a regular.
Because it's not stopping there. I'm doing it all over again. Matter of fact, this weekend we got another event that's just like that, and I plan on being in attendance. This Saturday. Again, fathers are needed as well, and
yes,
I'll be out there. I'll be out there Saturday. So I don't need newspapers around. I don't need newspapers around. I don't need cameras.
That's what I made. That's the statement that I made. I said,
I didn't.
There's no papers needed. This is what we're about. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I didn't know that the newspaper was going to be there.
Listen, if we're being positive, take us, embrace us.
I need nobody around for that. I didn't know that the newspaper was going to be there. I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know I was going to be on the front page.
But
like Ruben just posted it.
But you're like, it is true. You're a role model in your neighborhood, and like I said, that's why I said, you don't need a newspaper. You don't need a news camera to see you.
Said it. They just happen to capture.
They just happen to capture you.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this regardless.
And when I go and help people and I do things, I don't bring cameras. Be great to have cameras to see other side of me,
but you're doing it because that's
exactly.
That's your outlet.
That's me.
That's your release. Like I could be doing anything else, but I'm here.
Exactly. Exactly. But I'm happy. It made me proud because when people watch the show, they're like, well, wait a minute, he was on the news. He was in the news. So it's kind of like. He makes us famous,
Yeah, I think everybody.
I don't need fame. I don't need fame. I never chase fame. Y'all know me. What you see is what you get with me. That's how I am. I love everybody. I respect everybody. You know, until you piss me off, and then I might have to want to kick your ass.
But these are the type of people that we need in the spotlight. But
Exactly.
it be the live their life, do their own thing. But it's like the moment that the camera's on them, it's like, wow, like, you know, I never knew, or like, goodness, like that's what you had going on. It's like, all right, well, you know, you kind of let people in on.
Rich asked about Michael Blackston. When is that movie coming out? Are you gonna be in it?
Be
great, right?
That's another thing. That's another thing. I didn't like with Michael Blackston. I didn't know.
You know who I reacclimated myself with this Saturday?
Who's that?
Justice. Supreme Alliance.
Yeah.
Where just
yeah.
so you know, I'm.
That's another one. That's another. Like, listen, the camera's never on this dude.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean
he's doing it. He's a movement.
I came in and I looked at him and said, Justice, right? And he goes, yeah. And I said, Supreme? And he goes, yeah. I said, you don't remember me? It's Ralph. I used to go and see your shows at Maxine's. He was like, I do remember you.
Back in the day.
You know, and I threw it out there. You know, I threw it out there, and it's amazing because we're working on a show. We're doing a show. We don't know. You know, we're hoping that it turns out to be, you know, something positive, something good. Mm-hmm. It's like 4 of us, and we're talking about, you know, men's take on. It's called Dominion. Talking about men's take on, you know, certain topics, you know, in our community and life, and you know, different, you know, marriage, kids. You know, we're giving our own take. You know, like, you know how The View has all these women. You know, we're giving our own take on, you know, with men. Same thing, but with men.
Yeah, that sounds inspiring already. And you know, look, get it going.
We did our first show. I spoke a little. You know, it's I'm looking forward to the next show. It's gonna be like twice a month. We're gonna do the show, and we're hoping that we get it picked up by a network. It's got some potential. But yeah, he's Justice is one of my co-hosts, and
That's another one of them dudes that just.
And we talked. I said, you know, we talked about collaborating.
Yeah.
You know, it's
like when you mention his name and like you reflect on like what he's doing. He's active. Like he's.
And I even threw the DJ's name that he had, DJ Drop. He was like, you remember everything.
In the day.
And I was like, yo, that was like 14 years ago. 14
DJ
years
Drop,
ago.
ball head drop.
14 years ago.
Yeah, I go all the way back with.
Shout outs, brother. Shout outs.
And shout out to you, man. Shout out to. What's their names again?
Rich and Clyde. My friends, Rich and Clyde.
Clyde and Rich, man.
Clyde is an Atlanta Braves fan.
I enjoyed they.
We're the Braves. We've been. we every so often I'll post something, and you know, Clyde will talk, you know, about the Braves and everything, you know, and we both see eye to eye on, you know, Braves topics. You know, we both, you know, we never argue. You know how some people, oh, what are you talking about? You know.
Yeah.
Well, Rich is a Cowboys fan. So you obviously know we kind of bump heads, but he's my partner in crime. You know, we do work together. We work together.
Shout out to them, man.
Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the viewers all over.
Yo, shout out to the Times newspaper at NewJersey.com.
Exactly. We don't.
Clyde said we don't.
Clyde said we don't need cameras to clarify or define who we are. And you're absolutely right.
And that's exactly why I just gave them a shout out. Shout out to the Times and NewJersey.com for even putting the spotlight on me. You know, so you know, shout out to them and shout out to Foundation Charter Academy, man, for putting that event together. It's called the 100 Men Welcome. That was awesome.
Shout out to Rich. Shout out to Clyde. Shout out to you. Shout out to, you know, the ones who came up with that whole concept.
Yeah, all of the fathers,
you know,
bruh,
all the guys that can, you know, but because
y'all supported sons,
everybody talks about, you know, the hood. You know, there's no fathers in the hood, but you know that shows
a great amount of men showed up, and
we exist.
Y'all could have been anywhere doing anything, but everybody showed up. You know, I was nothing but a contribution, but as together as a unit, it mattered. It mattered, and it counted.
It's you know, we're stronger in numbers, and that right there is a perfect example, you know, on how you can make a difference in one person's life, a child. You know, you're cheering on a kid going to school.
And with everything going on in this world, they need that encouragement.
They need that.
Like they don't need the problems of and the weight of the world on their back and on their heads. Like, you know, that's our job. That's
like
right.
I would like to do something like that for my daughter's day, like something like that, like my daughter can use something like that,
Yep. Encouragement.
encouragement,
Yeah.
inspiration,
Get the community together, man, and really honor and celebrate the children, man.
Listen,
Celebrate.
shout out to y'all, the viewers. Shout out to you, Rich and Clyde, and the other viewers that are viewing. Shout out to Hamilton Radio. Shout out to you. Shout out to me. Shout out to Monk. Shout out to Gino. Shout out to Ruben. Shout out to my other co-host on my other show, Dominion. Check us out. We're gonna be, I don't know what day. I think it's Thursdays. Check us out. Tune in. If you don't like us, you can shut off the thing. But hopefully you like us.
Hey, but turn it back on. We might be talking about something else that you might like.
But turn us on and give us a try. Just give us a try once, one show. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna blow out your mind. We're gonna blow your mind because it's a great concept. It's just a great. It's a different. And
Don't forget to mention guests. Like, you never know who will walk inside these
yeah, we're gonna
doors.
have guests. We'll have guests. Of course, we're gonna have guests here. I didn't want to bring a guest on tonight because I knew I had said that I was gonna bring guests on, in February, but we had so much to talk about that I didn't want to leave the current events out.
Right.
So look for us bringing guests starting to come back up. We're getting swing with things back into the rhythm. We're about to hit our 6th year anniversary, right? Or 5th or 6th?
Well, my son is 6 now, and he was born when this started. Yeah, so we're on 6. April will be 7, brother.
No, 6. It's 6. April will be 6.
This April will be 6.
Yeah, 6 years. Ruben, 6 years, right?
7.
Yep, you're in your 6th year now.
So in April,
No, so April will be 7.
Yep.
Told you.
So April will be.
Wait. No.
It's our 6th. We're on our 6th year.
No. You'll be going. No, you're still in your 5th. You're into your 6th because we didn't come into this area till the fall of 2013.
Okay.
Okay.
And
so,
Ralph
yeah.
didn't start till a year after we came in.
All right.
So yeah. So our 5th year will be in. This is our 5th year. We're in our 5th year, hitting our pinnacle 5th year.
Yep.
And in April it'll be our 6th year.
Yep.
So that is insane. Most shows don't make it that long. So, there's a good show on TV. It's called This Is Us. They're going to be on for another year, and that's it. So, and it's a great show. So go figure. We're this is our 6th year. We haven't been canceled yet. Obviously, somebody likes us. We're viewer friendly and we entertain. But listen, we're the Freestyle Freaks on HamiltonRadio.net. I'm Ralphie Rotten, also known as DJ Noise. My right-hand man, Billy the Kid. And we're out. Peace. Pleasure, brother. Pleasure.